Hey! Welcome back to this new video. In this video we are going to make a classy knife holder from wood and magnets. Let's cut some wood.
I started off with a nice piece of walnut. Pretty suitable because I want to put this thing on the wall. I cut it to a nice thickness. The plan is to saw a long wide groove in the wood for the magnets, then glue them in place and put the veneer on top of it. So I used the table saw to cut a long wide groove into the wood. I made it a little too wide, but that's not a huge problem. Then I used the chisel to clean up the cuts and make sure that the magnets fit in. These are the magnets. I bought them on AliExpress. Ideally I would have used more than one layer of magnets, but they're pretty expensive, so I just stuck to one layer. The veneer is also walnut, so in theory it should still look like one single piece of wood when it's glued together. I used some scrap pieces of wood to fill up the extra width and the ends of the groove. Then it was time for assembly. I used a buttload of epoxy to fill up the groove, and I put the pieces of wood and the magnets in place. Before gluing the veneer in place, I wanted to make sure that the surface was completely flat. I did this using a chisel and some sandpaper. After a good while of sanding, the piece was ready for its cover. Again, I used epoxy. I covered the magnets and the wood and put the veneer on top. When the glue was dry, I made the mistake of using a chisel to remove the excess veneer. It didn't look very good on the front, so I carefully continued with a knife. Here you can see the unfortunate mistakes I made with the chisel, but the rest looks okay. I also sawed the ends off to get a nice flat surface. Then it was time to sand all surfaces to a nice 320 grit finish. To make the piece classy, I also bought a beautiful piece of olive wood. This will act as a sort of backboard for the knives. Using wood glue, I attached the magnetic walnut to the olive wooden backboard. On top of that, I used a few wood screws, just for good measure. And this is the moment when wood projects really show their beauty, giving it a layer of oil. I covered the whole thing in grapeseed oil. To hang it on the wall, I used some cabinet hangers. And it was ready to be hanged on the wall. It looks great, and the bigger, more balanced knives stuck pretty well. However, the smaller knives rotate because they are not balanced and because the magnets aren't strong enough. This does suck a little bit. This is also why I probably should have used more layers of magnets. For the end result, I used a piece of double-sided tape. It kind of defeats the whole purpose, so I do want to find another solution for it. If you have any ideas, please let me know. Alright, that's it. As always, thank you all very much for watching. If you have any feedback, please leave it in the comments below, and I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.